How do you adjust your training when injured? When you're injured, it is a good opportunity to take a real good look at your training. Take a proper look at your training. Often there's been a bigger increase in training load than you first thought. Sometimes that increase in training load is hidden. Your heart rate might be the same, the overall time frame or volume of training is the same, but with an increase in fitness, you might be running faster. Be careful with big improvements or when training suddenly feels a lot easier. These are often the times where we make big jumps in training load. Once a few weeks of training has been reached, our cardiovascular or central adaptation, so heart, lungs, etc., often improves at a faster rate than our connective tissues. And that session on paper, it doesn't have to be increased the next week. So your 40-minute tempo doesn't have to be 45 or 50 minutes the next week. You can still get improvement with a bit of consistency and staying at the same level. Just remember, it can't stay the same forever. Make sure you're conditioned to handle the training you're doing. The so-called overuse injuries usually occur because we are not conditioned or strong enough to handle the current training loads that we're attempting to do. Some key points for changing that training load once we're injured. The current or recent training load has been too high. We should take that load and take it a step back. And now that we are injured, we might even have to take it 2 or 3 steps further back. We want to avoid aggravating the injury further. So we want to avoid making that injury worse. So whether it's hill running, fast running, long runs, something might need to be reduced just to get past that initial stage where we're going to aggravate the injury. So I adjust my training in blocks. The typical example is 1 week of increased load, 2nd week where I maintain that load, but the fatigue and other aspects accumulate, followed by a test and recovery week. If I can handle all that without injury or breaking me down in some way, then I've earned the right to increase the load for the next round. If I haven't gone through that training in one piece and it's too much of a struggle, then I'll probably need to make a couple of adjustments and or repeat at the same level. If we move those 3 weeks into a block, the ideal is to increase the load for every 3-week block. However, I've got injured here. We make the assumption that the previous block was too big of a load, so we're going to have to drop back before that. Do I have to repeat the exact same block afterwards? No, I don't. Do I increase it in the same way that I did last time? Probably not. I need to make adjustments. So those adjustments will depend on my upcoming goal, the time frame from it, any limitations the injury and rehab will have forced on me. You have to adjust your training. Now, maintain the keys to improving your running are consistency, patience, and progress. I'll delve into those in another video, definitely worth checking out. When we're really pushing for improvement, we do increase our risk for injury. Progress is heavily dependent on consistency. Injury really threatens that consistency, but there's ways to adjust your training. Take stock of that training, make some smart decisions. And keep on running.